In this presentation, we are going to discuss several case studies in order to practice how to find information through BCH Central Portal. As you know, BCH website is a repository of information on LMOs and biosafety of countries in the world. Since it is a very large database, we should know how to collect and how to filter the information that we need. In order to practice that, we have prepared 5 different case studies. So before discussing these case studies, we will go to BCH Central Portal and get familiar with the Finding Information tab. To access the BCH Central Portal, we have to type Biosafety Clearing House in any of the search engines, and then once you click on this link, this will be directed to BCH Central Portal homepage. So this is the Central Portal homepage, and as you can see, there are several tabs containing a lot of information. So what is important to us right now is the Finding Information tab. So when I put my cursor on the Finding Information tab, you can see there are two major categories: Finding Information and Compiled Information. So what is important to us right now is this Finding Information section. So under the Finding Information also there are subcategories like National Contact, laws and regulations, countries' decisions, submissions, and likewise. So if I click on this Finding Information tab, this is directed to the Finding Information page. And as you saw in this menu, all the categories are there, but the difference is it is categorized into national records and reference records. So to get familiar with this Finding Information tab, we will do a small exercise. Like for example, if we are to find Biosafety Clearing House National Focal Point of Sri Lanka, we will see how we are going to find it through this tab. So Biosafety Clearing House National Focal Point is a national contact. So we have to find a national contact of a country. So either you can go to national contacts by pressing this tab, or by pressing this from here by pressing this tab. So we will go to search page of national contacts, and so this is the search page of national contacts. So there are filters, so we have to put whatever the information that we have and get the information that we need. So we are going to look for Sri Lanka's national focal point, and type of contact, it's Biosafety Clearing House focal point, and then this is the information that we have, and press search. So we got one record, so this is the national focal point of Sri Lanka. So if you want to get more information, you can click on this. So likewise, this is how you use Finding Information tab to find information on each category. So now we will move on to case studies, and by doing these case studies, we will get more familiar with this Finding Information tab. So the first case study is: an officer in Sri Lanka has received a request to import potatoes from the Republic of Korea. You have just started working for a Department of Agriculture in Sri Lanka and have received a request to import potatoes from the Republic of Korea to be used as food and animal feed. Use the BCH to answer the following question. First one is, what GM potatoes have been approved in the Republic of Korea that might be in the shipment? So in order to answer these questions, we should see the decisions of Republic of Korea on GM potatoes. So then we will get an idea what GM potatoes will be in the shipment. We will go to BCH Central Portal again and the Finding Information. This time we have to find information about the country's decision. So we will select that tab, and this will direct you to the search page of country's decisions. and there are several filters, so we will put our information. So we want to find Republic of Korea's decisions and type of decisions, declaration, notifications, all, type of living modified organisms. So once I press this, they are giving more options to filter, like to filter by unique identifier, gene name, technique used. So the information that we have is common name of parental organism. So we will say filter by parental organism's common name. So then we have to put the common name of the parental organism, that is potato. So this is the information that we have, and then we press search. So this is giving us 16 records as search results. So these are the genetically modified potatoes of Korea. So these are the Korea's decisions on genetically modified potatoes. So there are 16 records. So each record in this page, each record carries a brief description. This is the record number, and this is the description of the decision made, approval of the import or use of the LMOs with conditions. So this is the name of the genetically modified potato that has been given the decision, and this is the unique identifier code. So right hand side of this web page, there are several icons. So some are highlighted and some are not highlighted. So the first icon, it says intentional introduction into the environments, but the icon is not highlighted. That means the decision has not given to intentional introduction into the environment. So this GM potato cannot be released to the environment. Decision is not given for that. So this second icon, it says direct use as food, and the icon is highlighted. That means this GM potato is approved to be used as the direct use as a food. And the third icon is direct use as feed, and it is also not highlighted. The fourth icon is for processing. So approval is given for processing for this GM potato. So likewise, all the other records also, you can get a clear idea from this page what these decisions are made for. So to answer the questions, what GM potatoes have been approved in the Republic of Korea that might be in the shipment. So these are the GM potatoes that has been approved by Korea, and these could be in the shipment. So this is to find information about a country's decision. So we will move on to the second case study, that is, an agricultural officer looks for information about a genetically modified food product. You have recently been given a food product that indicates that it contains a genetically modified organism identified as this unique identifier code. So first question is, what type of organism is this, having this identifier code? So these are called unique identifier code. So here in this question, we are going to find information about an organism, about a genetically modified organism. So we will move back to the central portal and go to finding information. So this time we are going to find information about this LMOs, genes or organisms. So once we click that, it will direct us to the search page of LMOs, genes or organisms. So in this page, so there are several filters. So we will put the information that we have, and we will try to get the information from this website, that the information that we need. So registry is all. Type of living modified organism, again they are giving options. So filter, so we know the unique identifier now, so that's the only information that we know. So we will select filter by unique identifier, and that's, so we have to say What is the unique identifier? So as you saw in here, it's SYNEV1769. So here you have to type SYN and then search for EV1769. So we have put the identifier name, and that's the only information that we have. So we will press search. So we got one record as the search result. So in this also there's a small description. So this is the record number, and this is the unique identifier code that we have put, and this says what is the genetically modified organism. It's a maize, and this is the trademark of that GM maize. And in the right hand side of the web page, you get again several icons. Some are highlighted and some are not. So the first icon says resistance to diseases and pests. So that icon is highlighted. That means this genetically modified maize is resistant to diseases and pests. So here we have searched for an organism. So these icons are saying about the traits of the genetically modified organism. So the second icon is also highlighted, and it says tolerance to herbicides. So this GM maize is having tolerance to herbicides. So there are other icons as well. So we will move on to the question, what type of organism is SYNEV1769? So it's a maize. How has this organism been modified from its parent organism? What new characteristics does it display? So without clicking on this and going into further information, we can say from this first page itself that this is tolerant to diseases and pests, and it has tolerance to herbicides as well. So the third question is, what gene has been inserted into this organism? Where did the gene come from? So to answer that question, we have to click on this and go for more information. So once you click on that, so we get this page giving the details about this genetically modified organism. So LMO name, transformation event, developer, description, and characteristics like technique used for modification, introduced or modified genetic elements. So it says it has Cry1AB gene from Bacillus thuringiensis, beta-lactamase gene from E. coli, CAMV35S from coliform mosaic virus, CAMV35S terminator from coliform mosaic virus. So this gives the answer to the third question, what gene has been inserted. So there are several genes inserted. Where did the gene come from? So this web page says the genes inserted and where it came from. So the fourth question, have any countries approved this organism for use as human food or animal feed or for processing? Which ones? So to find the answer to this question, we have to go to the bottom of the page. So at the bottom of the page, there are records referencing this document. So there are 60 records. Among those records, there's countries, decisions, or any other communication. If you click on this, we can get all the details about the country's decisions on these genetically modified organisms. So there are several countries that has approved this organism for several purposes, like Australia has approved it for use as a food, Canada to be used as to be released into the environment, China to be used for processing, and Cuba again for processing, and European Union to release as into the environment, and Japan has approved this genetically modified maize to be used in 4 categories. So with that, we have the answer for the fourth question also. So this case study is about finding details about an organism when we have the unique identifier code. So we'll move on to the third question. That is, custom officer looks for laboratories for detection and identification of LMOs. You are a custom officer in Sri Lanka's port responsible for activities related to transboundary movements of LMOs. You found some seeds of brinjal plant in a ship and suspect them to be genetically modified brinjal. Find out in which laboratory you can send your samples for testing in Sri Lanka. So this is finding information about an organization in Sri Lanka. So again, we'll move back to the central portal, and then we'll go to finding information. Now we have to find information about an organization. So press on the organization and it directs us to the search page of organizations. So now countries, we have to look for Sri Lanka. So we don't know the organization name or contact name, but we know the type of organization, that is a laboratory for detection and identification of LMO. Press search. And it says 0 records found. That is because there have been no uploads about genetic laboratories responsible for genetically modified testing in Sri Lanka. Actually, there are laboratories, but still it has not been officially uploaded to this BCH website. Once the laboratories are fully established, it will be uploaded to this website, and then there you will see some search results. So that is to find information about an organization. So we move on to the fourth question. That is, an agricultural officer seeks information about possible LMO shipment. An agricultural office in Sri Lanka has received a tip about possible shipment of papaya seeds from USA. First question, find out whether there is any commercially available genetically modified papaya in the world. So here we are going to find information about an organism, not about a genetically modified organism, to see whether this papaya is being modified. So we are going to search about an organism. Again, finding information, so we are going to search LMO genes or organisms, and registries all, and here we are going to put type of organism in this filter by common name. The common name we know papaya, and this is the information that we know, and we say search. And here we get 6 records. So according to BCH, there are 6 genetically modified papayas in the world. So as I mentioned earlier, from this page itself, you can get a good idea about all 6 genetically modified papaya. So this is saying papaya resistant to papaya ring spot virus, and these icons also says resistance to diseases and pests. So answer to the first question, yes, there are. If so, what are the modified traits of the genetically modified papaya? So now you can say, so most are resistant to diseases and pests, that is mostly resistant to papaya ring spot virus. So one papaya is having changes in physiology and or production, so it is papaya modified for delayed ripening. So answer to second question is also found from the BCH website. So the third one is, what are the countries which has approved GM papaya? So here you can again go to the finding information and search for countries decisions. And here we can say countries any and type of living modified organism, sort filter by the common name, and we can say papaya here, and then say search. So we will get search results. So we are getting the results that what are the countries that this genetically modified papaya is being grown. So what are the countries which has approved GM papaya? So you are the answer can be taken from the BCH website. And yes, the last question is about possible illegal transboundary movement of an LMO. You are an agricultural officer and you have just received an anonymous tip that some genetically modified apples have been illegally brought from Thailand and are growing in Kandy. So first question is check whether Thailand has approved the GM apples. So you get a tip that somebody is growing GM apples in Kandy. And those are brought from Thailand. So first thing you have to do is you have to check whether Thailand has any GM apples. So again, finding information, countries decisions, and countries. Now you know the country, so it's Thailand. And type of decisions, all type of living modified organism by parental common name of the parental organism, and that is papaya, and we say search. So it says 0 records found. That means no genetically modified apples have been approved in Thailand. So the second question, which agencies are to be contacted in Sri Lanka for this concerned case? So it's again a national contact responsible for this type of work. So we have to again go finding information, national contacts, country is Sri Lanka, and type of national contact, all competent national authorities. So we are searching all the competent national authorities in Sri Lanka, and so we have found 6 records. So you can go to each of these authorities and see whether you can get more information about this. So with that, we have finished all 5 cases. So I hope that you have got an idea how to search information in BCH Central Portal. So I hope whenever in future if you get a problem related to LMOs, you will definitely go to BCH Central Portal and try to find the answer through the informations that are stored in the BCH Central Portal. Thank you very much.